Imagine a world where the height of fashion wasn't about sleek hairstyles or vibrant colors, but about towering, powdered structures perched precariously on heads, often teeming with something far less glamorous than you'd expect. For centuries, these elaborate wigs dominated the European elite, a symbol of status, wealth, and power. But beneath the pristine white powder and the carefully sculpted curls lay a truth far more unsettling, a secret that would make your skin crawl. Make your skin crawl. This isn't just a story about fashion, it's a tale of disease, discomfort, and a desperate attempt to maintain appearances in an era riddled with hidden horrors. Get ready to uncover the truly disturbing reasons why people from history wore powdered wigs. From the opulent courts of Versailles to the bustling streets of London, the periwig or powdered wig was an undeniable fixture of 17th and 18th century European society. It was a statement piece, a sign that you belonged to the upper echelons, a testament to your refined taste and your ability to afford such an extravagant accessory. Kings, queens, nobles, judges, and even military officers embraced this trend with fervor. The bigger, the whiter, the more intricately styled the wig, the greater the prestige it conferred upon its wearer. But how did this peculiar fashion trend come to be? And why, despite its obvious impracticalities, did it persist for so long? To understand the disturbing truth, we must first journey back to its origins, a time when personal hygiene was a concept far removed from our modern understanding. Let's be frank, 17th and 18th century Europe was not a bastion of cleanliness. Daily bathing, as we know it, was rare, often viewed with suspicion, and sometimes even believed to be detrimental to one's health. Water was often scarce, heating it was laborious, and the concept of germ theory was centuries away from being widely accepted. Instead, people relied on perfumes, powders, and linen changes to mask body odor. This lack of regular washing extended to hair as well. Hair was rarely washed, leading to an inevitable and widespread problem: head lice. These tiny parasites thrived in the unwashed, often greasy hair of the populace, causing incessant itching and discomfort. It was a common affliction, affecting all social classes, from the lowliest peasant to the mightiest monarch. And it was this pervasive problem that inadvertently paved the way for the rise of the wig. As if lice weren't enough, 17th century Europe was also grappling with another, far more devastating scourge: syphilis. This sexually transmitted infection, often referred to as the Great Pox, was rampant and terrifying. Unlike today, there were no effective treatments, and its progression was often disfiguring and debilitating too. One of the most common and visible symptoms of advanced syphilis was hair loss, including baldness, thinning hair, and even the loss of eyebrows and eyelashes. It also caused unsightly sores and lesions on the scalp and face. For those afflicted, especially the wealthy and influential who were keen to maintain their public image, these symptoms were a source of immense shame and social stigma. The wig, therefore, became a convenient and effective disguise, a way to conceal the ravages of the disease and present an image of health and vitality, even when their bodies were betraying them. King Louis XIV of France, who suffered from syphilis and began losing his hair at a young age, is often credited with popularizing the wig as a fashion statement, inadvertently turning a medical necessity into a symbol of royal power and influence. While syphilis provided a powerful impetus for wig adoption, the more mundane, yet equally pervasive, problem of head lice also played a significant role. As mentioned, personal hygiene practices were rudimentary, and lice were an inescapable reality. Wigs, surprisingly, offered a somewhat practical solution. Instead of constantly battling lice in their natural hair, people could shave their heads or keep their hair very short, making it less hospitable for the parasites. The wigs themselves, often made from human, horse or goat hair, could then be removed and treated separately. They would be boiled, baked, or fumigated to kill the lice and nits. This was a far more manageable approach than trying to delouse one's own hair, especially for those with elaborate natural hairstyles. The powdered aspect of the wigs also served a purpose here. The powder, often made from flour, starch or plaster of Paris, was not just for aesthetics. It was believed to absorb oils and moisture, creating a less inviting environment for lice, and some powders even contained insecticides like arsenic or lead, though these were, of course, highly toxic to use. The wearers themselves, beyond the disturbing origins related to disease and pests, wearing these elaborate wigs was far from comfortable. They were heavy, hot, and often itchy. The sheer weight of some of the larger periwigs could cause neck strain and headaches. The materials used, from animal hair to various powders, could irritate the skin and lead to rashes or allergic reactions. The practice of using animal fats, known as pomade, to style and hold the wigs in place only exacerbated the problem. This greasy substance, combined with the lack of washing, created a breeding ground for bacteria and unpleasant odors. To combat the smell, people would douse their wigs in heavily scented powders and perfumes, creating a potent, if not always pleasant, olfactory experience. Furthermore, the constant application of lead-based powders, used to achieve the desired white hue, led to lead poisoning, causing a range of health issues from skin problems to neurological damage. The pursuit of fashion, it seems, came at a significant cost to personal well-being. The reign of the powdered wig, while long and influential, eventually came to an end. Several factors contributed to its decline. The French Revolution, with its emphasis on egalitarianism and rejection of aristocratic excess, played a significant role. The elaborate wigs, so closely associated with the monarchy and nobility, became a symbol of the old regime and were gradually abandoned in favor of more natural, simpler hairstyles. Concurrently, advancements in hygiene and medicine began to shift public attitudes. The understanding of disease transmission improved, and personal cleanliness slowly became more valued. The invention of more accessible and affordable soap, along with a growing awareness of the benefits of regular bathing, made the need for wigs as a cover-up less pressing. By the early 19th century, the powdered wig had largely faded from everyday fashion, relegated to the formal attire of specific professions, such as judges and barristers, where they remain a historical relic to this day. The story of the powdered wig is more than just a fashion trend. It's a fascinating, albeit disturbing, window into the social, medical, and hygienic realities of a bygone era. It reveals a time when appearances were paramount, even at the cost of comfort and health. From concealing the ravages of syphilis to battling persistent lice infestations, these elaborate hairpieces served a multitude of purposes beyond mere aesthetics. They were a testament to human ingenuity in the face of adversity, a symbol of status, and a desperate attempt to maintain dignity in a world where disease and discomfort were ever-present threats. So, the next time you see a portrait of a powdered dignitary, remember the hidden stories beneath the surface, the disturbing reasons that truly made these wigs a product of their time. And be grateful for modern hygiene. Dean.